Hello and welcome to the 22-minute video of Aspects showing you how to create a digital prelim exam. Okay, so what do we need? We need Adobe Acrobat Pro. We will use Adobe Reader. I'll remove that just now. And I've started with a Word document. That's the easiest way to do it. So here's my Word document. I have used the Word template for a prelim exam as found on the Call Scotland disc that you were all handed out. This is, as I say, it's in Microsoft Word, so I can change this to geography if I wish. But nope, today we're doing computing. Okay, so Call Scotland have kindly done the first page for you, and what's important is that they've also created the margins for the marking as well. I've grabbed these questions from previous past papers and I've just pasted them into Microsoft Word. Okay, you can also, of course, just write your own questions, and we will just add our own question down here at the bottom. I'm not sure what that line's doing there, so I will just delete that. So I'll put my question after the line. Will be question 6. And we want it left justified. And question 6. What day is it today? Question mark. I'm just going to tab that in few steps, and then tab, and shift the button next to the 0 on the top of your keyboard gives you the solid line. The solid line tells Adobe Acrobat Pro that it should replace the solid line with a question box. Okay, so we're generally happy with what's here. If we had a typo, it's not a Z box, it's an X box. We can just make any changes we need at this point simply and quickly in Microsoft Word. Okay, so we're happy with this. So we're going to File, Save As. I'm going to save it to my desktop. I'm going to call it int1 computing prelim for video brackets edit 1 close brackets .doc. Okay, so it's now on my desktop. I'm going to close this down, and hopefully this is okay. So there's my document now, edit 1 doc. So I'm going to open up Adobe Acrobat Pro, and the dialog box opens. I'm finding all files, and it was int1 prelim video edit 1. There you go. Okay, it's just going to now take a couple of minutes to work its way through the document and import it. One moment. Okay, we're very nearly there. We're just waiting on the program finishing doing all its processing. What we've done is we are importing the document into Adobe Acrobat Pro, and there we go, it's done. Computing Studies int1, and if we scroll down to the bottom, hopefully we'll see my super question, what day is it today? There it is there. Okay, so what do we need to do? We need to make this an accessible document so that the children can use this on a computer screen. The PDF Aloud tool can read it, and also that the children can write their answers in it. So this is quite an important step. If you get this step wrong, you will kick yourself. We need to go to Tools, Forms, Create, and a dialog box appears. So we are creating a form. We're from an existing document, and we're going to choose the current document. Okay, so I've clicked OK. It's going to ask me to save it. I will save it. Edit X, just in case it all goes horribly wrong. Okay, and a last dialog box appears. Acrobat searched through int1 and automatically detected the form fields. That saved us a heap of work. So we click OK. What has happened to the screen? So on the right hand side is the tab order of the exam paper. So if you move through the questions by tabbing, it's telling you which order you would go in. So at this time, full name of centre, then forenames, then date of birth, then candidate number. That's all a bit weird. So let's just make sure we've got it in the right order. Full name, town, and then it's not really helpful that that's moved. We've got forename, then we would want surname, date of birth, candidate number, number of seat. Now normally you shouldn't have to do this, but in an exam, in a prelim, well, you know, I'm sure you can help Johnny put his name and details in. But as you've noticed, we've now got question boxes. Let's have a look at the actual exam paper itself. Here we go, and there's a question box. State the justification Gordon used on the article's heading. We just scroll through to make sure that the boxes we expect to see are there. Now you'll notice it's asking you to tick a box. We will come back to tick boxes later. So we're just going to leave them where they are. Happy. We're happy. Now, we've got two question boxes next to each other for only one question. Not a major issue, but let's just cut one of the question boxes and expand the one that's there. It was just neater. Again, tick boxes. Okay, we have a table here. Acrobat has looked through the table and decided that any space in the table it thinks is an answer box. So it's wrong. So we're highlighting the whole section and we're going to hit delete, and it has deleted off the answer cells. And there you go. This is the table that you would have expected to have seen. More tick boxes, more answer boxes, more tick boxes. Okay, let's just move to the last question because I'm happy that all the boxes are in the right place. There's my question, what day is it today? Now I'm just going to pretend that I didn't put the line in. And the answer box hasn't appeared. What I would do is I would go to add new field. And it's a text field because I want a text box, an answer. And it gives me the drawing tool, and very carefully I draw a text box in there. Okay, and if you look down at the very list, page 14, text box 1. Okay, good. So we've theoretically got all the text boxes in we want. So the next step is to press Control A and then Control I, and it brings up the text field properties tool. SQA exam papers have a red outline, a red border, but they are white inside. Now, because I have selected them all, all the text boxes will come out the same. And we also need to click Options. If the pupil is entitled to a spell check, leave that in. If not, untick it. We want rid of scroll long text, so we turn that off. That will make the exam paper not print correctly, but we do want multi-line answering. So if they want to answer the question and there's not enough space, the computer will put it on a new line within the text box. That's all we need to do there, and close. And now if I want to preview what the pupil is going to see, I click the preview button, and there you go. The pupil can type in there. Okay. Come out of preview. Right, we mentioned before we have tick boxes. Let's go find some. Here they are here. Right now, these are boxes I can write in. I don't want that. I just want boxes I can tick. So I'm going to left click the first box, then hit Shift and hold it down as I click the other boxes. Selects them all and I hit delete. Now they've gone. Right now, I can do nothing with these boxes, so I need to add a tick box, which is up here at the top of the screen. So I click the icon. Just like drawing a text box, I very carefully line them up, and I have my first box. Okay. Now, I right-click the box because I have a choice of 4, and I create multiple copies. Do not copy the box, create multiple copies. I'll explain why in a moment. And a new dialog box appears. I want 4 boxes down, and I want 1 box width. So we click OK. There we go. I have my 4 boxes, and I very carefully position them over the spaces. Now, just to take a step back, I could right-click and I could copy that box. And oh, no, it didn't let me. Anyway, if you look at the right-hand side, checkbox 2, which is that one, is checkbox 2.0. The next checkbox is 2.1, 2.2, and then 2.3. Each answer box must have its own unique name. If the names of the answer boxes start being the same, i.e. this is 2.3 and this is 2.3, whatever I write in this box will appear also in the box with the same name. We don't want that, so please create multiple copies. Okay, let's scroll down, do that once more, and then I'll pause the video while I finish off the rest of the paper. Here we go. So I'm left clicking, shift, left click, left click, left click, and then delete. I'm taking the tick box. I'm very carefully drawing a square. I'm happy. Create multiple copies. I want 4 by 1. And there's my 4 boxes, and I very carefully place them. Okay, now you continue doing that throughout the paper until you've done them all. So I'm going to pause the video while I do that. Hi, welcome back. Now there is something that I just want to show you which will save you time. I've highlighted my boxes, I've deleted them, I'm putting in a new text box. At this point, a box appears. If I click all properties, I get the opportunity to change the borders to red, which ties in with the written answer boxes, and then if I create multiple answer boxes, they will also follow the same format. If you didn't do that because you were watching the video and carried on, I'll just show you what you do. So delete. I'm going to draw my box in. I'm not going to change the border of it, but I am going to create multiple copies. Then what I do is once I've dropped them into place, I select them all again. I right click at properties, and then I change them all to red. But if you do it in the other order, it is faster. Okay, so we have now created our answer boxes and our tick boxes. Again, I can click preview, and I can see that this is what the pupil, the person sitting the exam, will see. Okay, let's just check it all works. I'll show you what happens as we ticked the multi-line in the text box answer. Let's go down to the question, which is the first question. Okay, state the justification Gordon used on the article's heading. Well, I haven't read it, so I do not know. But I do know that I love Doctor Who. However, I have not seen. Now watch what happens as I move towards the end of the text box. This odd looking. So first of all, the text is shrinking, and then and then eventually we move on to the next line. So as you can see, it gives the pupils lots of possibilities to write lots and lots and lots, and basically as long as they don't write reams and reams in one single answer box, they'll get 1 point for it. The text will be perfectly reasonable to be read. Okay, I'll just delete all that. Okay, so we have basically checked that the answer paper will work. Yes, so what is the correct answer here? The photograph was reduced in size. We call this scale. There you go. I'm happy, move on. And I'll take that tick away. Okay, job done. Right, the next step. Let me show you how to add an answer box if there isn't one already there. We'll go right to the end, and if there's not one there, let's come out of preview mode. I just delete it, and I add new field text box, and in it drops. Okay, good. Right, let's just check the properties are right there. Border, red. Clues. Okay. The next thing we need to do is close form editing. We click it up here, and now we can't edit the form particularly. But to make the paper more accessible, we want to add bookmarks. So I find the first place that I want to bookmark, which is going to be section 1, just here, and I press Control B, and I'll call this section 1. And then I could move down and I could say that point there is section 1A. And for ease, I will move on to section 2. Here we go. So I click there, section 2. What this allows, it just means that the pupil can look on the left-hand side at roughly where they are in the exam paper. So if I go to the end of the exam paper and then I suddenly realize I've made a mistake, that's section 1, I click and it takes me right back. Or I made a mistake at section 2, and so forth. So ideally, the SQA do this for all their papers. Ideally, we would be doing the same, but it's not totally necessary. Next step, Control D. Brings up document properties. We want to go to initial view, and we want to set it so that when the paper is opened, they get the bookmarks panel and the page. And then we go to advanced, and we want to check that the dictionary has been set to English. There's no point in it having a Welsh or a German spell checker. That would be really quite confusing. Okay. The PDF allowed. The text-to-speech recognition uses what's called tags. So what we need to do is just make sure that the tags are working properly or as effectively as they can. So we go to Tools, View, Tools, and then Add Tags. Accessibility, and we see this appear over here. Add tags to document. Okay, now what that's actually done is it's given a tag to each of these answer boxes. Now we have left many of these answer boxes just as answer box 1, answer box 2 and 3. It's prepared us a report. This isn't very important to us unless we are preparing this exam for a pupil who is blind, i.e. the computer will read this text and it will stop because it knows that there's an answer box. But if you're a blind pupil, you wouldn't be able to see this answer box. So in this summary, it will tell us that the computer can't give a definition of this. We would have to go back and say, please fill in this answer box. And then read question 1B, please fill in this answer box. But you only need to worry about that if you have a pupil who is blind. If you have a pupil who is blind, please phone Aspects and we'll come and support you to make sure that they can handle a digital answer paper. Okay, that's us basically done. If you're using Adobe X, which is version 10 or 9 or below, you need to reader extend the paper. You would do that by going to Advanced, which would be up here, Enable User Rights in Adobe Reader, or Advanced Extend Features in Adobe Reader. Thankfully, we're using Acrobat Pro 11, so we don't need to bother with that. But it is best practice to make sure that everything is accessible. So we will go to Save as Other, Reader Extended PDF, Enable More Tools. And then we get a dialog box to say that this will become available when it's opened in Adobe Reader. And so we've called it Edit DSC 123. Okay, so I'm now going to save that document and I'll show you exactly what all that means now. So we have created the digital exam paper. It's a PDF, so I just need to find it on my computer. int1 PDF video edit 3a. No, that's not it. Okay, this is my document here, and I'm going to open it this time with Adobe Reader. So I'm going to right click, open with Adobe Reader. So this is how the pupils will see the paper. Here it is over here. There's my bookmark, so if I want to jump to section 2, I just click. So now section 1, let's fill in our details. Full name of center, aspects, town, Aberdeen, full names David Cooper. Okay, and I'm in number of seat, I'm in number 1. Okay, we can start the exam now, and well, we've already answered that. Don't know. And let's check our tick boxes work. The photograph was reduced in size. What is the correct term? I think it's scale, and so forth. Now, the very last step, we extended the document. Just let me show you. If you create an exam paper and something goes wrong, what this allows the kids to do is to use this tool that allows them to write anything they want on the exam paper. I don't like this. It's too hard. And therefore, if you have a disaster, you can reach their pupils can reach for this document and type. You've also got a highlighter, which doesn't appear to want to play. Nope, doesn't want to play. Okay, so we'll just get rid of that. But there you go. There is your digital exam. If you scan a past paper or a document in, please scan it into Adobe Acrobat. But then please check the OCR. If there are problems with the optical character recognition, export it to Microsoft Word, make the changes, and then basically follow the process in this video for importing it back into Adobe Acrobat Pro. But as I say, the best way is to create the document in Microsoft Word, including answer spaces which are a solid line. Thank you very much.